Hi, tennis fans. You're listening to Match Point Canada, Canada's premier tennis podcast. I'm your host, Mike McIntyre, and really happy to be joined tonight by good friend of the podcast, Canadian tennis player, Davis Cup team member. He'll be on the United Cup team, I believe, in a few weeks as well, down under, getting ready for the new season. Alexis Galarneau, thanks for joining us again.
Yes, thanks for having me.
It's great to see you, especially because you're wearing that beautiful, beautiful Montreal Canadiens jersey.
Right.
And maybe you can just show us, just so we can see, we're both wearing our, there we go.
The
And
iconic.
it's the first time I've worn my jersey on Match Point Canada, but, and I love how you put yours on.
To wrap it too.
I love how you ran over to grab it as soon as you saw I was wearing mine.
Solidarity. Gotta stick together.
We're not going to hopefully upset too many of the Leaf fans for that win in the shootout on Saturday night. But let's start with some tennis talk, and I will ask you a few Habs questions later. How's the brief offseason going for you right now? What have you been up to lately?
Yeah, so far so good. I was able to take some time off as well, which is nice. Pretty rare for us tennis players, so it was nice. I went up north, about an hour away from Montreal. Snow came in early this year, so right when I got back from Europe, we had some snow, so it's nice for winter just to see. Maybe not the cold that's coming right now, but it's been awesome. It's peaceful, good weather, good fresh air as well. It's nice to kind of re-energized, and now I'm back training since about 2 weeks, doing a lot of fitness, a lot of big weights, and trying to get stronger. But we'll slowly go into more tennis, more volume on that side, and try to get ready for United Cup.
Well, I was going to say, it looked like you were having trouble putting the jersey on, so it must be the extra muscle that you've packed on in the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, but I'll have to lean out. Us tennis players, we
Can't get too big.
flexible. No, exactly.
Yeah. So how long was the off season for you if you count the days? Like how many days did you actually put away the racket, not touch it, and just focus on some rest and recovery?
Yeah, well, I had to cut my season short by a week because I actually fractured a toe going to the bathroom at night.
No.
Yeah, like a middle toe. I got lucky with where it had a little fracture, so definitely had to just shut it down for the rest of the year, but good timing in that sense. So I would say I had maybe 7 weeks of off season, which is the most that I've gone, in my 4 years on tour now. So it's nice. I got full rest. I can fully go back into just fitness, and then bring back some tennis, and later on we'll go just mostly tennis. And so I think that's kind of the ideal progression you want to do in the off season.
And the toe is feeling better, and you're more careful getting up at night now, I hope?
Yeah, I didn't know the hotel room so well, so I'll put on a light next time, and not trying to keep my brain sleeping.
Keep the flashlight by the bed at the hotel. I think Milos hurt his toe in a similar fashion at some point last year, also something kind of fluky like that. We always think of tennis players having injuries on the court, but
Yeah.
you never know, I guess. So the good news out of it was a little extra time to rest, which, as you mentioned, is so rare for tennis players. I think I saw in that time as well, you were there to celebrate your good friend's wedding, Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Yeah. I had 2 weddings that I attended this fall season. Felix's wedding was in September, just before my Europe trip.
Okay.
And now maybe a week ago was Benjamin Seguin.
Right.
Recently retired, but also had a great career. Played mostly doubles in the end, but I mean, hell of a player and good person.
And a good friend, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Are you feeling the pressure to follow in their footsteps anytime soon?
I'll need to find a partner first, but it's definitely nice to see them, celebrating love, and it's a special thing. So hopefully, I get the chance.
Hey, we can put out a little contest on Match Point Canada for you if you want. At Felix's wedding, were there a bunch of tennis players and sort of Canadian tennis people there in attendance as well, I guess?
Yeah, it was great because obviously Nikais was there, and us three we've been really tight since under 10. So getting us three back together was awesome. It was actually our first sort of vacation outside of a tennis trip, so that felt different. And for the wedding, we had Vasek came, which was awesome. Found some time to come and celebrate with us. Josh Beck and Victor Khrushchev were also with us at the National Training Center. There was also some Quebec guys that came, about six or seven of them, and it was awesome just seeing everyone and everyone coming together and again celebrating the newly wedded.
It's fun because you see each other throughout the season, but you're always working. You see people at
Yeah,
tournaments, and it's not the same. Maybe a quick catch up or a lunch or something like
yeah,
that, or a training session. But
yeah,
I would imagine, yeah, to have some fun and let off some steam like that, it's
yeah.
pretty rare to do with your tennis friends.
Yeah.
Also,
It's rare, and it creates a bond for since the rest of the season. After that, we stay in touch really tightly, and it's awesome.
you must be quite happy to see the success that Felix had
Yeah,
this year, getting back to the top 10, finishing at a career high of number 5. And what do you
amazing.
see as a friend of his and also a fellow tennis player? What do you see
Yeah,
that really was clicking for him and working so well this year?
yeah. I think well for Felix, he's just such a hard worker. So it was always a question of time to for him things to start clicking again. I'm sure he'll be the first one to admit that he hadn't had the result that he had hoped for, but he always stayed working hard, stayed with his team, and just went about his business day in day out. And um, for us close friends that see the work behind the scene, it's just so if you feel good about the results because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice, and it's paying off. So it's awesome. But um, I just think overall he's been just really solid, serving well. He's always done well in end of seasons indoor, but um, with the run in U.S. Open and from there on, I think he did quarterfinals and better at every tournament. So the consistency that people talk about, I think he answered you know and showed that that's something that he's improved and can keep doing well.
Absolutely. Good season for him on and off the court, and we're thrilled
Yeah.
for him. He's one of the nice
Same.
guys, and you're obviously one of them too, but just super, super nice dude.
Mhm.
Let's talk about your season, of course, this year. What were some of the ups and downs for you? Obviously, for those of us here in Toronto, it was so great to see you have that success at the National Bank Open, where
Mhm.
you won that first round match against Rinderknech, and then you really pushed Kaboli, who I think was the 17th seed or a top 20 seed at the tournament,
Mhm.
pushed him in those 3 sets as well. Where does that rank as one of your season highlights? And what else for you this year, if you look
Yeah.
back at 2025, was a high point for you?
Yeah, I think Toronto's definitely the highest point of the season. Every year we look up to that week of the year because it comes with great opportunities. Also, just a fun week because seeing all the Canadian fans out there just gives us, you know, it shows or it reminds us of why we do this because we dream of moments like that. And to find some success in Toronto was really good, and it showed me, the level is there, and it just confirms some of the maybe doubts or the questions that you have. And so that was really positive, and I think I carried that momentum through the rest of the fall, or at least for the next 3-4 weeks. I ended up losing some close matches, but the level was there, and you can't always look at the result itself. You got to look at the way you're playing and the evolution that you feel and see. So I thought I did a good job in that way. Made some changes to my game as well. Feel like I'm more aggressive, taking a little bit more risk, and so yeah, it comes with maybe little dips of results, but I've also had some good wins, and I think that's the key for next year is keep trusting that path that I'm sort of taking a little bit more, and I think it will come with some higher some better results and more consistency.
On top of the confidence that it gives you to have a win like that at a Masters 1000 event, the paycheck is pretty nice too, compared to what you might see, I suppose,
Yeah.
at some of the challenger tournaments. How much financially, does that help a player like you who's in and around the top 200 in the world? How much does that paycheck help you to continue to train and push and maybe
Yep.
go to some more tournaments that you otherwise perhaps might not have? I don't know.
No, it's huge because you can actually use that budget for weeks coming up. That's the tricky part about tennis is you're getting paid based on your results. So if you're not having the results, you can't necessarily plan for, future trips ahead. And when I got that paycheck and I was breathing a little bit more, you can start planning for, okay, I'm gonna go to Europe and go on a big trip there to, play some of the best players, go play on indoor hard court as well. It's a surface I like, and I can bring my coach for, you know, 5 or 6 weeks of the 10 weeks, and makes a good difference.
I mean, you're 26 years old now. It doesn't feel like you've been around for too long still, but you're, getting to, I don't want to say veteran status, but you certainly know what you're doing out there. What part of life as a professional tennis player um, do you still really enjoy? That's really fun for you.
Mm.
And what are some of the challenges that you do have to face throughout a long tennis season?
Yeah, the thing that I love the most about the sport is just having to figure out and optimizing, week in, week out. Um, it's very rare that you'll end up as the winner in that tournament that you're playing. So you always have to go back to the drawing board and find things that you can do better. And it's just a never ending game. And I find that challenging, but at the same time fulfilling. I also really enjoyed the traveling, um, experiencing new cultures, going to new countries, and speaking with the local people. It gives you a really good perspective on just, you know, new cultures. And I feel like I could take that back and go back home, and it just, not like comparing, but just trying to, it, on a human side, it just makes me a little bit more, accepting of people and their backgrounds or whatsoever. So I think that's gonna keep serving me for the rest of my life, and it's a good life lesson. The things that are more challenging on the tour is obviously being away from home. So it kind of contradicts the fact that I like traveling, but
Right.
I would also like to spend some time with my family. I'm from a big, tight family, so we definitely have a lot of good times together, and that's also part of life. So I know that it's not forever. That a tennis career is not so long. So try to make the most out of it right now and focus on my career and my goals and my dreams. And I know they also support me fully. And yes, it might be tough because it's only through FaceTimes that we get to connect, but they also know that this is the time to do it right now, and I'm so close to breaking out, so I gotta go all in.
It's great to hear you're still enjoying it so much. And yeah, I definitely would agree with that statement about being close to breaking out. And, man, being a top 150, 200 player in any sport in the world is such a difficult achievement. In tennis, I feel like tennis players maybe don't get the same sort of respect as you would in a team sport. If you think of the top 150 or 200 players in the NHL. But credit to you for the work that you're putting in and the
Thank you.
improvements you're making. And we're definitely all rooting for you here from Canada.
Yes.
How long are you home getting to enjoy that family time? When do you take off for Australia then to get ready for the United Cup?
Yeah, I might head to Florida for like a week to train outside and you know uh, find a little bit of heat, try to get used to it. But I'll go back home for the holidays, so probably from like the 24th till 27th, and then I'll fly out to Sydney.
Mhm.
But it was nice. I was home probably 4 weeks now, so those are good moments.
Good for you.
Yeah, the other moments that I was home like that, I was injured, so this time is different, and I'm fully enjoying it.
Yeah, well, you seem pretty relaxed, so I can tell that it's having a positive effect on you so
For
far.
sure.
Might be that nice jersey you're wearing too there. Bring that with you on the road, maybe.
Yeah. I'd be the move.
The United Cup, I want to chat about that just a little bit as well, because it's a unique event. It's a team event. We don't get many of them in the sport of tennis, of course. It's also a co-ed event, which is kind of fun as well.
Mm.
I know Vicky Mboko's on the team, Gabby Dabrowski, I think, yourself, Felix, Cleve Harper, I want to say.
Yeah,
And am I forgetting someone?
yeah, and Kayla Cross as well.
Right, Kayla Cross, awesome. So that's a fun group you got there, and a
Yeah,
mix of veterans and younger
yeah,
players. How did that come to be? I'm not sure. I know with Davis Cup and Billie Jean King Cup, you have to be asked by the federation. Is this
yeah.
through Tennis Canada or is it sort of separate?
No, this is separate. You sign up through the ATP. There was a deadline that was about a month ago or so, and I think obviously Felix and I think Vicky were probably pretty sure of playing, from the moment this competition was put together, because it definitely makes sense for them. Some guaranteed playing, also a good way to start the year again with points on the line as well. But for secondary players or even doubles players, I mean Gabby and Cleve, it makes sense for them. But as a second singles player, um, it's not an easy decision, because on the one hand, for your tennis, maybe it's best to go play a challenger and accumulate some points. But on the other hand, and that's how I saw it, was I'm gonna use this week as another week of practicing and getting ready for the Australian Open. I personally really like team events as well, and I signed up for it 2 years ago. Couldn't go because I was injured, and I didn't want to miss my chance again. And so last minute, I decided, okay, you know what, my gut feeling is telling me I should sign up and get to spend a full week with my best friend. It's not too bad, so
Yeah.
it made sense, and it's awesome because I think we have a really good team. And like you said, with some mixed experience, especially with Gabby, I think she was nominated as our captain, so I'm sure she'll be a good leader for us, and we'll learn a thing or two from her.
Solid choice. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. No regrets with a decision like that. You've got the rest of the year to go for the points and the paychecks and all that. And this seems like a fun way to kind of start and get
Mm,
some good practice in as well. And who knows, you might get some matches too, depending on how things go. So,
mm,
and Canada, I think the number 2 seed in the event, and again, just showing, I think
mm.
the depth that we have, right? The
Yeah.
not just the top players, but I think really on both the men's and women's side, maybe you feel the same way. We've got a lot more names out there now that can also do some damage, eh?
Yeah, it's encouraging. It's the work of many, many years, but it's nice for the federation and for the tennis fans to see it, because yeah, they can follow a ton of players, and it's a yearly thing. You don't stay bored.
Well, we're excited to see what's to come. And just before we wrap up, a couple of questions for you. So, Christmas around the corner, and not all our listeners celebrate, but it is the holiday season. What's on Alexis Galarneau's Christmas list this year?
Oof. The only thing that I put was some air tags for my
Okay.
luggages. I
Yeah.
mean,
So they don't get lost.
yeah, exactly. Pretty convenient. But other than that, I haven't. Actually, I put up a little mini stick. I think maybe bringing that on the road in my
Nice.
hotel room, just doing some stick handling with a little ball and a little hockey stick. Might be fun.
Bring some for the rest of the crew. You can play mini sticks in the
Yeah,
hotel hallways like my
yeah,
kids
yeah,
do at their hockey tournaments.
yeah. Exactly. I played some recently, and it's got me fired up again. So
There you go.
maybe
Multi
that.
sport athlete.
Yeah.
And the Habs jersey, obviously being from Quebec, and that's where I'm born and raised too. So it's very nice to see that on you. You must be excited. I'm going to throw this in for the hockey listeners, and hopefully not piss off our tennis listeners too much. But what do you think of the team this year from what you see on the ice?
Yeah. Well, I think they're really exciting to watch. Offensively, they're producing a lot. I'm not sure the stats, how they rank up in the league, but it feels like they can, on any night they can score five. So they're fun to watch. They're also hard on our goalies, which is hard to see, because as an athlete, you want your fans to support you in good and bad moments. So um, yeah, but I think they're gonna figure it out. I think the management as well does a really good job with the way that they've shaped this team in the last, I think it's 4 or 5 years, and a lot of good years ahead for the Canadians, I think.
Agreed. They're definitely trending in the right
Yeah.
direction. Two of my three kids always cheer for the Habs, like me.
Nice.
One of them only cheers for the Habs when he thinks they're doing well, and he's started to
Uh,
come around. So I think
yeah.
that's a good
That's
sign.
the sign here, yeah.
That's it, right? And love that picture from last night. I think you posted on Instagram of you and
Yeah.
head coach Marty St. Louis, which was nice
Yeah,
to see.
legend.
So absolutely. You got a favorite player on the team?
Probably Demidov. Demidov, I think he's fun to watch, but I think Gallagher, I think he deserves some love. I mean, he's been there for so long,
It's
and
true.
he's a fighter, and I see myself a little bit in his game style and his path, so I like
Sure.
him a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you in the ball hockey game at the National Bank Open, getting in there with the elbows too. So definitely a Gallagher move.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
he's kind of like the team dad right now. I feel like he's so
Yeah.
much older than all the young guys on the team, but
Yeah.
so much youth, and we're excited about that. And we're also so excited about our Canadian tennis players. So, Alexis, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup encore pour être ici sur l'émission avec moi. I'd love to do one of these interviews in French one day and just push myself a little and try it, So we'll have to see. Maybe that would bring in some new Francophone fans. But thank you again. Have a great season, a wonderful start to the year in Australia, and we look forward to touching base down the road.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to Matchpoint Canada, Canada's premier tennis podcast. Talk to you next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching us at Matchpoint Canada. If you like our work, follow along, hit the subscribe button below.